could probably do is maybe like we have a foods class, maybe try some like different foods, have from different cultures. Like in where I was from in Arizona, we had like the Greek Fest, maybe like try some different foods. Like here's some like Cuban food or some Brazilian food or something like that. Try some of that, or maybe just have a class or a session where you can do after school where people want to learn about different cultures and be socially aware of what's going on.
Do you guys think that one day, it could be in our lifetimes or in the future, sometime in the future, that as the human race, do you think that we can look at people as just like who they are instead of what color they are or what background they have, just like them as a person? Is this possible?
I think it's possible. Someday in the future, which could be soon, people could just become friends and how people act towards each other. It doesn't matter what they look like or what religion they practice or what country they came from. It's just people being people, and we're all the same around the world. We just do different things every once in a while.
Yeah, I agree, because like over time, like in regard to African Americans, first they were brought over as slaves and they had no rights. Then they got rights, but there was still racism towards them. And now, like this Tuesday, we're gonna have a black president, and so I mean, it's come so far. I think like within the next, in the future, I think that this like prejudice and stereotypes is gonna decrease a lot, if not disappear.
Well, we all looked for a way to simplify things. We don't like making it all complicated, and trying to find out about who everybody is just, it's difficult a lot of times for people. And so we try to simplify it down by looking at each other as Indian, black, mixed race, white. We try to see it all that way to help us like narrow it down in our minds.
So can you come up with any ways, especially you, can you come up with any ways to like get past that?
It'll be hard to get past that because, I mean, these differences are pretty obvious just in how you look and often how you do different things because of your culture. But if you just start to, just accept those things and move on, that's probably the best way. Because if you just ignore things, you end up not really knowing who people really are.
When we can finally get to that point is where people learn and are understanding of other cultures. Like we have a U.S. history class, AP European class, but we don't have a class that says about other cultures. If we had a class like about the Central America or South America, Caribbean area, maybe we can finally learn about other cultures and realize, hey, not everything's Mexico, not everybody's just from Mexico and they just travel across the border. There's other places and other people with different origins and different foods and other cultures that finally have something we can do. I have a group of friends and we have like 5 or 6 people, but they're all from like different cultures. We have Emmanuel, who is African American. We have Andrew, who's Asian. We have Casey, who's Canadian. And then we have me, who's Hispanic, and we all just like mesh really well. We can hang out. We don't have to worry about what color your skin is or where you're from or who your grandparents are from or anything like that. We just mesh really well. We can hang out, have fun, just relax and just be friends.
When you meet somebody new, that you shouldn't just judge them on how they look. Like when you first see somebody, you should take the time, and before you make any assumptions, just go and talk to them a little bit, try and get to know them, and then you can base your assumptions off what you've learned, not necessarily off what you just thought, because oftentimes what you think is wrong, and many people are unfortunate and they really just don't take the time to learn and they miss out on making new friends.
I remember when 9/11 happened, all of a sudden the country just came together. There was no such thing as different races or culture. After that day, it was just we were Americans. We weren't like African American or whites living in America. We were just all Americans. And I could see like during a big like tragedy that happens or something really catastrophic or something just big happening in our lives, like even the Olympics, a big event happening, we all come together as one world. We don't come together as different cultures coming. We're all just people.
This means that there is hope, right?
Yes.
People can see each other as human beings and not stereotype each other based on race, religion, or cultural differences in a crisis, then it is certainly possible to do the same in everyday life.
I hope you have learned how important it is not to judge
Someone by what they can do or the color of their skin.
Don't conform to stereotypes just to fit in.